a lot of people were asking me to do like a prediction for this particular fight. I didn't. I wasn't going to do like a video on this particular fight, largely because I don't like doing something that I'm not exceedingly good at. That's why I've worked so hard to actually have decent predictions in MMA, right? Um, so boxing, but I think in the past the only fights that I've gotten wrong was because of I was going with the fan inside me as opposed to looking at the actual results of my analysis or my research, right? So I did a little bit of research on this particular fight, and I'm going to go through my reasons for who I'm picking and why. Right. Um, Let me get started. So I'm not going to make you guys wait too long. My pick, I think, on this particular fight is going to be Tyson Fury. Um, if you've watched my channel for an extended period of time, you already know that um, I'm very skeptical of picking um, older fighters, right? So Oleksandr Usyk is like 37 years old right now, and isn't that the same age as Francis Ngannou? Obviously, I'm not necessarily comparing them in terms of skill, but I do feel like, and if you've been watching combat sports for a very long time, the when fighters get older, they become a little bit slower, and their ability to take a punch decreases. Obviously, with a few exceptions. Obviously, there are outliers, especially in boxing. And boxing is not necessarily like MMA. The fighters are able to compete at their peak or at a high level, um, even beyond specific years. I mean, look at Floyd Mayweather. Even though he wasn't competing against elite fighters later on in his career, in the exhibitions that he was doing, I felt like he was still doing really well, despite the fact, or rather, despite the fact that he was a little bit older. So, one of the biggest issues that I have with Usyk is the age. Number two, I think, I think Tyson Fury has like a reach advantage of I think about 19 to 20 centimeters. I don't know how you guys will convert it in your respective areas. I know different countries use inches. Where I'm from in South Africa, we use centimeters. Um, Tyson Fury has an incredibly large reach advantage, and I think he knows how to use his reach. So that's going to be the second the biggest problem for Usyk to deal with, is the reach. The next one is the fact that Tyson Fury just came from a fight. Like his last fight was against Francis Ngannou, and he arguably lost that fight. And because of that, I feel like he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. And I feel like that chip on his shoulder will make him, or rather, will give us the best version of Tyson Fury. Because a lot of people, especially after the fight with Anthony Joshua, a lot of people were like, Tyson Fury shouldn't be champion. I mean, the rightful champion is Anthony Joshua because Tyson Fury arguably lost against Francis Ngannou, and look at what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou. So technically, obviously, it's boxing math. In MMA they call it MMA math. So in this situation, it's boxing math because this guy beat this guy dominantly, and this guy arguably lost to that guy dominantly. Then this guy will probably win. So I'm not buying too much into that, but I'm just telling you that how his psyche is currently functioning at this particular point in time. I'm 100% sure that Tyson Fury is going to go out there and look to prove that he was on his off night, of which I'm not going to agree with and say that he wasn't on his off night. I just feel like maybe Styles makes matchups, and maybe he underestimated Francis Ngannou a little bit, and that's why the fight played out how it played out. But whatever your reason for that, I still feel like Ngannou arguably won that fight. So nonetheless, I think he's going to come in with something to prove, and I feel like that's going to be another issue that Usyk is going to have to deal with. Another thing is that generally, skill for skill, I mean, it's a little bit challenging to actually determine um, who would be better, but in my personal opinion, I think Tyson Fury is a little bit better. And even in that Francis Ngannou fight, the people were saying, "Oh my God, he was on an off night." I think he looked sensational in that fight. Just that for whatever reason, Francis Ngannou was on that particular night, and he performed significantly well. And I feel like, as far as let's look at a variety of other elements, even finishing abilities, right? Even though their finishing abilities are not that too far off, right? I think in terms of percentages, because I normally look at percentages as opposed to the amount of fights someone has. I mean, obviously experience counts. And in this particular situation, the experience also goes to Tyson Fury. He's had a lot more fights. And in terms of finishing abilities as well, Tyson Fury has around 70% finishing rate, whereas Alexander Usyk, Oleksandr Usyk. I wanted to pronounce his name properly. Oleksandr Usyk has like a 66% finishing rate. So there are a variety of elements that make me feel like Tyson Fury will be able to get this one done, and most likely he will do it dominantly. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this fight ends in a knockout in favor of Tyson Fury. So my official pick is going to be Tyson Fury. I feel like just to summarize my reasons for this, um, I feel like the age is going to be a significant problem in combat. I don't watch any other sport. I only watch combat sports, and from what I've seen from combat sports, once you hit 35, it's only a handful of fighters that can still perform at an elite level. So because of that, whether people like it or not, it's you struggle to take a shot at that once you get a little bit older, and your speed is no longer as you won't be as fast as you used to be. That's why older fighters achieving high success is such an anomaly, and that's why it's so celebrated. It's because it's something that doesn't normally happen. And Usyk is 37. And a simple example is, I know a lot of boxing fans are going to try and be to try and say, well, Francis Ngannou is not like the best boxer, but I mean, he got knocked out for the first time in his athletic career. Francis Ngannou, whether it's in MMA or in boxing, has had never ever been knocked out before. And coincidentally, in quotation marks, it happened when he was around the same age as Alexander Usyk. Granted, obviously, Usyk is a better boxer um, than Francis Ngannou. I mean, we don't know. I mean, he arguably won against the Tyson Fury, so I don't feel comfortable saying he is a better boxer, because ultimately, even though he has the championships, it's kind of until we see the fight. Let me not even go to that particular argument. But my point is, once you get to a certain age, your chin goes away, your speed goes away. You are left with maybe power and skill, but If you're fighting someone as talented as Tyson Fury, I don't know how that is going to go for you. Um, this is basically me. I'm trying to summarize, but for whatever reason, I'm still going on a rant. I'm sorry about that. So it's the age, it's the finishing ability. Tyson Fury has a higher finishing ability. It's not that much, but it's still higher. Tyson Fury has the experience. Tyson Fury has a reach advantage. So I can go on, but you can always, but again, what do you call it? Go back to the beginning of the stream. But my official pick is going to be Tyson Fury, and I think he might get a knockout. I love and appreciate all of you guys. By the way, this is an MMA channel. If you're new to this particular channel, go through the entire channel, especially the shorts section of the channel. I think you'll love everything that's here. It's a prediction channel. We analyze fights, but specifically MMA. See you on the next live stream. Otherwise, go binge watch my other videos on the channel. I love and appreciate all of you guys. Deuces.